some old friends writing. The gas company, the oil company.
That one's not a friend?
Relative.
Then I was right.
Oh, my mother-in-law and father-in-law arriving on Friday.
Uh-oh. Spring cleaning comes early this year.
Did I hear you say your late husband's parents?
Yes.
I look forward to meeting them.
You do? Well, my mother-in-law's a dear. My father-in-law's
Not a dear.
well, more of a bear. He's a little outspoken, a bit domineering, inclined to be an autocrat.
Really? I like him already.
You do?
I do.
Well, I guess it's true.
What is?
Well, opposites attract.
And I say Carolyn couldn't live this far out in the sticks.
Carolyn! Oh, good to see you. Oh, what? Ralph, welcome to Gull Cottage.
Well, where are my grandchildren?
Yes, where are the children?
Oh, well, we didn't know what time you'd be getting here, so I sent them on to school.
You like living in this dusty old barn?
Really, Ralph, it isn't dusty, and it isn't an old barn. Even if it were, it isn't your place to say such a thing. I think it's charming, Carol.
That's the whole problem with this country. If you can't say something nice, don't say it. There's your credibility gap. I say it's an old barn, and it's dusty. Well, it's old.
So this is your esteemed father-in-law. Relax, madam. They can neither see nor hear me unless I wish it. Looks like a man who runs a taut ship.
Who's he?
Captain.
Captain who?
He's referring to my portrait.
Captain Gregg. He built Gull Cottage well over 100 years ago.
Looks like a good, no-nonsense man.
And I like the way you stand the quarterdeck, sir.
Jonathan! How are you, honey? Oh, good to see you. Candy!
Hi. Oh, Granddad, how come you've got such a scratchy face?
Well, that's because I'm a man, and men have scratchy faces. No men around here?
Ralph, look at Jonathan.
He's just like our Bobby. He's a spitting image.
Mom, can I get something to eat? Me too?
Sure, there's a snack for you in the kitchen.
See you later, Tiger.
His name's Scruffy.
I meant you, boy.
Oh, sure. See you later, Grandfather.
I don't like that, Carolyn. Bringing up a boy like Jonathan in a house full of females isn't good. That boy needs masculine company.
Oh, well, I've been very aware of that. But Jonathan gets lots of masculine company around here.
With whom?
Well, there's school. And, well, there's lots of masculine activities to keep him busy. You'll see.
Oh, I intend to. Good morning, children.
Morning, Granddaddy.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Johnson? Oh, no, Elizabeth, my name is Muir.
Well, isn't that a coincidence, Mr. Muir? My name is Martha.
I don't quite see the coincidence. Somebody's been looking at my Wall Street financial. and they put it together again upside down.
Gee, Granddad, you sound just like Papa Bear.
What?
Somebody's been looking at
Children.
Granddaddy, I looked at your newspaper.
You? What in blazes for?
The comics.
Child, there are no comics in the Wall Street Financial.
Guy, Granddad, how can you read a newspaper that doesn't have comics in it?
Well, I'm certainly not going to be able to read this one. Good coffee, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Candy, you're going to spend the day with your grandmother, a real girl-type day. And Jonathan, you and I are going to spend a real boy-type day. How's that?
Great. What are we gonna do, Granddad?
Well, any real boy thing you'd like. And I'm doing it with you.
Honest?
You name it.
Sewing.
What?
Sewing. You can help me with my sewing.
You're sewing.
That's not a very nautical job.
Maybe you should have asked your grandmother.
The captain said only men sew sails.
Well, there must be something else we can do.
Let's go fishing. Are you a good fisherman, Granddad?
Oh, I'm a whale of a fisherman. Well, that's how we bait our hooks in Philadelphia.
The captain says he'll come just back of the gale.
You don't play golf, do you?
Are they real?
Well, they're cultured. Would you like to wear them for a little while?
Would I ever?
I wish you all lived in Philadelphia.
Well, your daddy could have sewn that sail. He was good with his hands. Built everything. Boats, kites, and he liked to fish.
He must have been a lot like the captain.
I guess. Johnny, who is this captain?
What captain?
Confound it, the captain you've been talking about all day, boy.
Oh,
Who is he?
who?
The captain.
I'm not supposed to tell.
What do you mean you're not supposed to tell?
My mom said you wouldn't understand.
And he said that she said we wouldn't understand about this, Captain.
Yeah, that's what he said. Right after dinner, we'll tell Carolyn what we came up here to propose, and then get back to civilization.
Ralph, dear, I'm afraid that she won't take to the idea now.
No? You know something I don't know?
Really, Ralph, isn't it obvious?
Really, Marjorie, it isn't.
Darling, Carolyn thinks that we wouldn't understand about the captain because she doesn't want to hurt us.
All right. Now you tell me why Carolyn doesn't want to hurt us so that I can get downstairs and have my dinner.
Ralph, dear, our son's widow is considering remarriage to the captain.
I don't suppose your daddy was more than 2.5 at the time. Anyway, he couldn't tell the storekeeper where he lived. So the storekeeper said, well, you live on the south side or the west side? Well, your daddy thought a moment, and then he said, I live on the inside.
Tell another, Granddad.
Oh, no. Now, come on, that was supposed to be the last one. Time for bed.
Good night, Candy. See you in the morning. Carolyn, why did you feel we wouldn't understand about the captain?
The captain? Well, what do you mean?
That's my Madeira.
Captain?
Yes, the captain.
Ralph, I think you might have been a little more tactful. See how you've upset her.
Not my Madeira.
Jonathan didn't mean to tell me, it just slipped out.
And we think it's wonderful.
You do.
You're very young, dear.
And mighty attractive.
Ralph always manages to notice those things.
I'll drink to that. How do you like that? I don't remember drinking this wine.
Then you've had enough.
I don't remember having had any.
Well, anyway, we want you to know we understand perfectly how you act.
Well, now, I'm the one who doesn't understand.
What do you mean you don't understand?
Aren't you going to marry the captain?
Marry the captain?
Just what is that woman laughing at?
Mrs. Muir marrying the captain. It struck me funny.
It did it?
Well, the captain is Jonathan's imaginary friend.
Imaginary friend. That's a definite symptom of that boy's need for masculine companionship. That not only clears the track, but makes my proposition an urgent necessity.
I don't like the course he's steering.
Carolyn, I've come up here to offer you a gilt-edged proposal. A package deal. Come back to Philadelphia with us.
I knew I didn't like it.
We'd love to have you.
Don't say a word until you've heard the whole deal. Now, our house is too big for just us. And someday it'll be all yours. And the children will have a man around. I've already applied for Jonathan's admission to Dexter Academy, where his father went, and he's been accepted. So, you can't say no.
Madam, are you thinking of steering a course for Philadelphia?
No.
And why this night watch?
I just thought I'd take a walk.
Yes. First he's after my Madeira. Now he's after my family as well.
Your family?
Well, allow me that presumption, madam.
Well, he's right. As far as he's concerned, Jonathan doesn't have anyone here to look up to. And he needs a man. A kind of hero.
Well, I had hoped that I was...
You are, Captain. You're everything a boy could want.
Well, then.
And how do I explain you to his grandfather? What do I say to two lonely people who have lost their son and now afraid of losing his children?
They seemed willing enough to give way when they thought you were going to marry me.
That would have been the wedding of the year.
Suppose Captain Gregg weren't really an imaginary friend. Suppose you were just trying to spare their feelings.
What do you mean?
I mean a suitor, a real live flesh and blood, Captain Gregg.
How can you manage that?
Not easily, madam.
Nighty-night, Dickie Bird.
Good evening, Claymore.
Good evening.
I'm sorry I ever thought of the idea.
What idea?
I want you to become me.
Me to become you?
Yes.
Oh, no. I'm too young to be a ghost.
This is an impersonation, you ninny. I am going to teach you. Now, the first thing
No, wait
you
a
have to
minute. You
learn...
mean we're going to start now? But it's bedtime.
Claymore, tomorrow morning you must appear at Gull Cottage as a modern version of Captain Daniel Gregg. If you are good, then do exactly as you are told. You will profit handsomely from the experience and the training. If you are idle and inept, I will cease to haunt Gull Cottage, and I will personally haunt you for the rest of your days. Let me see you walk with a rolling gait.
Rolling gate. Yes.
No. Roll as you walk. Remember, you are moving on a deck that is constantly moving, rocking, pitching, tossing, lurching.
Wait.
What's the matter?
I didn't bring my seasick pills.
Now, you are Captain Gregg. What would you say you are standing on?
Sheer nerve.
What are you standing on?
the floor.
You are standing on the deck.
Big deal.
Now, if that is the deck, what would you call that?
I have a feeling it's not the ceiling.
The overhead. And that?
Oh, that's got to be the porthole.
Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Now, if that is the deck, that is the overhead, and that is the porthole, what would that be?
That would be something padded.
Padded? Why padded?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, if I'm Captain Gregg and that's the deck and that's the overhead and that's the porthole, then I've got to be someplace where I can't hurt myself.
Now, again, what are the directions at sea?
Well, there is starboard.
Starboard.
What?
Starboard.
Starboard.
Now, where is starboard?
Oh. Where is starboard? Starboard!
That's port!
And which is sherry.
Sherry! That's a wine, you dunce!
I know, I could use a glass right now, hot and mulled.
Wind at sea blows to...
The wind at sea blows to the leeward side.
I don't say leeward, say leeward.
Lurid.
Leeward.
Lured.
Again.
Lured.
I think you've got it. Which is the leeward side?
The leeward.
No! The side the wind blows to. Oaf! Now, once more. Which side does the wind blow to?
The wind at sea blees to the lurid side.
Please?
That's sea going for blows.
Since when?
Since leeward is lured.
All right, Captain Gregg. Come on out. Let's have a look at you. Oh, blast.
Oh. Oh, you don't have to worry about me not knowing the difference between port and starboard. I've written them on the palms of my hands. Clever?
Take off your glasses.
Oh, no, Captain, I won't be able to see.
Yours is not to see, but to be seen.
Aye, aye, sir.
All right. Let's shove off.
Aye, aye, Captain. I can't see.
Captain Daniel Gregg here, madam. I was just passing.
Keep on passing.
And I looked over to the, what do you make that out to be?
Port.
Thank you. And I looked over to the port side, and there was Gull Cottage. So I dropped anchor.
I certainly didn't expect to see you here.
Oh, Mrs. Muir, Carolyn. You know, the wind at sea blows from to the lurid side, and ship ahoy! And here I am. I'm dragging anchor right now, and I must return to my craft. Meaning vessel as opposed to occupation. Actually, both. You see, the flounders are running, and we can't let any seaweed grow under our little keels now, can we? Captain Daniel Gregg here.
This is the descendant of the original Captain Gregg, the man who built the house. Mr. and Mrs. Muir, Marjorie, and Ralph. How do you do?
Welcome aboard, my dear.
It's aboard, you numbskull.
I mean aboard. Aboard. Sir?
Pleasure, Captain.
Mr. Muir.
Well, it's a shame you can't stay for dinner, but I know you're in a hurry.
Dinner? Did you say dinner? You must mean mess, woman. Heave to, woman. Much as I'd like to cut a little jib with you and all that bilge, I really... What are you messing up tonight?
Claymore.
Well, I can't go to sea on an empty stomach now, can I?
If you want to live to enjoy another meal, you'd better set a course out of here right now.
I better set a course out of here right now.
You must come back and see us again very soon.
Shiver my timbers, I will. I'm staying shoreside too long. The sun is over the yardarm and the wind is in the leeward. So I must go down to the sea again. Nice meeting you, landlubbers. Bye.
What did you think?
Well, seamen certainly speak in a colorful manner, don't they? He was like someone from another world.
He reminded me of Captains Courageous. Imaginary friend, huh?
Oh, Ralph, Marjorie, you don't need to say anything, Carol. Oh, but I do...
No. Marjorie is right.
I am? Ralph, are you coming down with something?
Well, just down to reality, Marjorie. Now, Carolyn's got a going concern here. Good policies, sound management, 2 beautiful products, and you just can't mess around with success. Oh, I've seen too many good companies that were ruined by board chairmen who just couldn't let go. Besides, it's really none of our affair.
It does seem as though Claymore's pulled it off.
And I'm pleased to see there's some masculine influence on my grandson after all.
Oh, Ralph, you really are a dear.
Yeah. Marjorie, let's get back to civilization.
Well, I better go and do the packing. You'll make a mess of it.
Does he really have to hoist anchor so soon? Well, I was just beginning to enjoy having him around.
Drive around New York. I won't be bothered with that. Thank you.
Will this fit in there?
I think so. Well, you've made the last few days very enjoyable, Martha.
Well, thank you, Mr. Muir. Now you come back and see us real soon.
Thank you. Hey, you remembered my name.
That's a coincidence. You remembered mine.
Well, goodbye, honey. We'll see you soon. Candy?
Bye, Granddaddy.
Let's keep out of the way of the car now. Come on.
Carolyn?
Goodbye.
Oh. I don't think you'll be getting down to Philadelphia very soon, but why don't you leave the kids with us while you're away with the captain?
Away with the captain?
On your honeymoon.
Oh, yes, of course.
Bye, kids.
Bye-bye. Have a nice trip.
Bye, Carolyn.
Let's put it down.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law thinks I'm going to marry you. Or is it Claymore?
That blasted barnacle! You wouldn't dare.
Really, Captain, he's not my type.